There's a public service announcement for anybody that has these three channels right here. That's the 1762, the 4323, and the 1156. The thing that you have to know about these channels is that while this is a connection from your mind and your cognitive process and your thinking down to your throat, they are not motorized, meaning that of their own accord, they don't have energy. Meaning that if someone doesn't invite you to share your thoughts, it's still typically a better thing to keep your thoughts to yourself. These are what are called projected channels. Again, means they're not motorized. These are the motors: solar plexus, root, sacral. Right here, what's going to happen is if you just let the pressure, whether it's your pressure or somebody else's pressure, move your thoughts into your voice box. I mean, this is actually the way that a lot of people are wrongly creating their lives based off of their mind, right? Like, we're not here to create our life based off of our thoughts. We're here to create our lives based off of the synergy between our thoughts, which you could consider that to be like the awareness that we have of the world, right? The passenger, so to speak, the vehicle, which is the body graph, and then you as the driver. A lot of people, they get confused and they think that they are the mind and that they have to manifest every thought that they have or all of the good ideas that they have. And a lot of the time, everything below the neck doesn't really get the attention that it deserves. So let's talk about these channels really quick. Essentially, what we're looking at here with the 1762, this is the logical expression of thoughts. 17 is going to be the fuel necessary to like have facts to back up your opinion, or the anxiety that if I don't have facts to back up my opinion, it's not going to be great. 62 is the voice to express those details. That's 62 details, or those facts. It's on the logic side of the body graph. And what we're looking at with the other side, the 1156, this is going to be more about like stimulation. Doesn't necessarily have to be factual. It's about stimulation. 11 is going to be this anxiety that searches for new stimulating ideas. 56 is going to be the voice that's able to deliver, if you will, a stimulating story. Now, if you have these defined, it doesn't mean that you're always going to be right about the facts. It doesn't mean that you're always going to have the most stimulating ideas. What it means is that for you to feel like you, these are going to be things that need expression. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be talking about it to others, especially when you're not invited to. It means that you have to accept that if you have the 17, there's going to be a part of you that's always anxious and that is always looking for facts. If you have the 11, there's a part of you that's always going to be looking for stimulating new ideas. It's not like there's something wrong with you, like you're some neurotic person that needs to be medicated. It's right there in your body graph. And the sooner you accept stuff like this, the sooner you can actually getting on to using these channels, which in community and in collective collaboration with people, they're very wonderful, because people will be asking you, what's your ideas? And you might say something, well, you know, I really want to be excited. Let's say you have the 1762. I really want to be excited about this project, but I just feel like for me, there's not enough details or enough facts to back up the premise that we're moving forward with. And so that would be your thing, right? But someone asked you, and in collaboration, when people ask you things, they're typically like, oh, okay, so what facts would make you feel sound? They would be able to use this projection that you have in a way that's going to better the whole, okay? Same thing over here with the stimulation. Now the 4323 right here in the middle, everything in the middle of the body graph is about mutation and like discerning yourself or differentiating yourself as an individual. This one is about having thoughts coming down into the throat. So it's the anxiety that my thoughts are too weird, and 23 in the throat is going to be the ability to express unique ideas. Again, this doesn't mean that your unique ideas are going to beat out other people's unique ideas. This means that your unique ideas are your unique ideas. Whereas if you had these undefined, right, if those were not colored in, then they wouldn't necessarily be your ideas. They might be somebody else's unique insight that you picked up just by way of being near them. But again, the public service announcement at the end of the day is understand what type of channel you have. If it's motorized, up to the manifestation center, it's going to be a manifested channel. If it's coming from the sacral, it's typically going to be a generated channel. If it's not motorized, any of this action going on here, right, not connected to a motor, those are projected channels, which means it's going to be a lot better if you just wait to be invited to talk about it, or you wait for an opportunity to talk about it, as opposed to just putting your mind and your pressure and your feelings of unsafety out there, right? That being said, just a PSA for projectors while we're talking about this kind of stuff, like you don't need an invitation to leave anything, especially if your inner authority is like, this doesn't feel safe, or I don't feel good here, or, you know, even if your sacral is like, let's go. Like, you don't need an invitation to leave places, okay? The strategy is used to enter into things that are good for you. So hopefully that helped. If you don't know what your body graph looks like, or you're like, what the heck is this? But that sounds interesting, visit ReikiMarco.com. You can download a body graph. You can buy a report. You can book sessions with me. This is here to help free you from whatever way that you think you've had to live life. Human design and my work here is going to help free you. Peace.